Hi, here are my tips on how to work towards achieving Kakasana, crow pose. So the first option is to start on your back. To take the arm balance out entirely. So you lie down, bring the knees out towards the side, toes will touch, arms extend as if you're pushing towards the ceiling or an imaginary floor, and then connect the elbows to the inside of your knee. From here, we want to push our back as flat as we can in towards the mat. This helps to engage our core, bring the belly button towards the spine. I point my toes, big toes are still touching, and I extend and push away with the hands. Elbows now are pushing in towards my knee, and my knee is pushing back. So I create that double resistance, pushing out and then pushing back in. From here, you can stay here, or you can start to lift up with the shoulders. Tuck the chin slightly in towards the chest. Push, push, push. Draw the feet maybe towards the bottom. And then release. And you will feel the core engagement and those muscles that are needed in order for you to then work towards achieving the arm balance itself. The next variation is to start to play with the balance. So, in order to achieve a good crow pose, we need to get a sense of this counterbalance, our body being able to balance and understanding where the weight needs to be distributed. Now, the key parts of crow pose are engaging the core, a certain amount of upper body strength, but looking ahead, and I mean a ridiculous amount forward. As soon as you start to look down in the pose, you start to then face plant. So if you're new to starting to learn this arm balance, I would recommend getting lots of cushions and blankets and place them all the way around you. So if you topple out to the side or you topple forward, you're not going to have a fear of falling. I like to come into crow pose and warm really the hip area from a Malasana baby squat. So generally I will sit here first just to open up and prepare the body. Then from here, option one, as we did on the floor, is to keep the elbows in towards the knees. Okay, so if you're beginning to start out with this pose, you can take this option, it feels a little bit more accessible to you. And then I start to play with my balance here. So I'll come onto my tiptoes and I'll bring my hands forward. I'm spreading my fingers so I create a good distribution. And then I just simply keep the spine long, keep looking ahead. Again, think about belly button to spine, strong core. And I start to just play with bringing the weight into the wrist and keeping again this idea of understanding the balance itself. When you get confident with that, with bringing the weight forward, you can start to maybe take a foot up and then the other. So once I'm happy there, I start to just bring one foot up towards my bottom and then the other. And then maybe you bring that into a little hop. Again, I'm still keeping that squeeze that I had on the floor with the reclined option of elbows in towards the knee and then pushing back towards the elbow. So that's important that you really create these kind of locks and holds in the body. Once you're happy with that, you can start to find your float. And when you've found your float, maybe you start to take a more advanced or the more traditional approach to the pose, which is to bring the elbows down and the knees are more towards the armpit. So I try and create a little amount of space there. And the knees are on the triceps. And again, I look ahead. Engage the core, and then start to find a little bit of float. And then hop. And then you will, when you get confident with hopping, you can then start to see if you can hold. You'll maybe do half a second to start with, and then you'll progress when you get a little bit more confident with the arm balance. Now, blocks can help you in a number of ways. You can place them down for your feet to enable a little bit of height. So from here, from using the blocks, again, they just enable me to come onto my tiptoes and find that float. When you're happy with all of those options, you can start to play with crow. Again, make sure you've got some supports around you. Come into a little squat. Knees to triceps as close to my armpits as I can. Fingers are spread. And then I start to bring my weight forward. I'm looking ahead, core is engaged. And I find my float. Good luck. Stay safe. If you have any questions, please let me know.